Anyone who offers you cocaine is no friend. Say no. Don't do drugs.
Saturday. Only he knows she's innocent.
You give up too easily.
Only he can protect her. Pat Morita is O'Hara.
Under arrest.
Then
Run, Jesse, they're gonna kill us!
they're protecting a friend.
You'll have to consult Mr. Hawk and the white guy.
Spencer for Hire. Saturday.
An ABC News Brief brought to you by Pearl Drops Toothpaste. Now from Washington, Brit Hume.
Good evening. The House tonight approved $500 million in emergency food and shelter for the nation's homeless. Attorney General Meese today gave independent counsel Lawrence Walsh an official position inside the Justice Department to protect Walsh's investigation of the Iran-Contra affair from a court challenge. Next on 2020, former Reagan aide Robert McFarland talks with Barbara Walters in his first television interview since attempting suicide. Now this.
Now get your teeth their whitest. Let Pearl Drops turn your toothbrush into a polishing machine.
Invented by a dentist, Pearl Drops is specially formulated to help polish away stains and plaque for whiter teeth. Let Pearl Drops help you polish away stains and plaque.
Fawn Hall, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North's former secretary, has turned down a $500,000 offer from Penthouse magazine to pose nude. And that's News Brief. More news later on this ABC station.
There's a new lighter side of Denny's. 9 delightful tasting entrees priced from $3.49. Try them and taste Denny's in a whole new light.
Car warranties, are they as good as they sound? The story at 11.
Good evening, I'm Hugh Downs.
And I'm Barbara Walters. And this is 2020.
On the ABC News Magazine, 2020 with Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters.
Tonight, this man, Robert McFarland, one of the president's key players during the Iran arms scandal, for the first time on television, tells us what drove him to despair and to try to take his own life.
I thought the world would be a better place without me.
In a 2020 exclusive, Barbara Walters shows us how Bud and Jonda McFarland have picked up the pieces and begun a new life now that they are back from the edge.
Plus, a vigilante policeman out of control. People on the streets of San Antonio called him a killer cop.
Anything and anyone that got in his way, he's going to do some damage to.
Then a bizarre twist. This man, a friend and fellow cop, shot him dead and dramatically recreated what he said happened. Was it justice or murder? Tom Jarrell unveils a Texas mystery and shows what happens when cops go bad.
And the passion. The control, the power of conducting a symphony orchestra.
He takes over the entire situation. We know what to do by his gestures.
If you ever thought you could do it, think again. Bob Brown with a score of secrets from those behind the baton. Music, maestro, please. Last month, the country was shocked when Robert McFarland, the president's former national security advisor, as an apparent result of the pressure and despair created by his involvement in the Iran-Contra arms scandal, attempted to take his own life. McFarland was always a man who seemed in control and in charge. And just 2 days ago, McFarland and his wife stopped in New York to speak with Barbara Walters, facing television cameras for the first time since his suicide attempt.
And we should all remember, Hugh, as we watch, that it has only been 10 days since Robert McFarland left the hospital. The first person you will meet in our interview is his staunchest supporter, his wife, Jonda. Robert McFarland learned about public service at his father's knee. He was a congressman's son. An honor graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, McFarland spent 20 years in the Marine Corps, including 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. He married his high school sweetheart, Jonda Riley, 27 years ago. Together, they've raised 3 children. Jonda teaches high school. Henry Kissinger tapped McFarland, while still in the Marines, to be his top aide in the Nixon and Ford White Houses. President Reagan appointed him National Security Advisor in 1983, a post he resigned in January of '86, largely because of disagreements with then White House Chief of Staff Donald Regan. At the president's request, he became involved in the Iran hostage negotiations as a private citizen. When the story broke, when its implications began to threaten the administration, something in Robert McFarlane fell apart.
My husband, he doesn't seem to be able to quite become conscious.
On the morning of February 9th, McFarlane was rushed to the hospital after swallowing 25 to 30 tranquilizer tablets, Valiums. He had left a note for his wife that she told me was too painful to talk about, but left her convinced he meant to kill himself.
There's no question in my mind that he was very serious about it. It's very painful to think about, but it's true.
Why do you think he tried to take his own life?
Well, I think